Shropshire Lad, back again for my very first video of 2018. Today I'm going to make a tandoori chicken tikka masala, which is the nation's favourite. You're going to absolutely love this one. Right, we're going to start by making the important bit, the chicken tikka, which is basically marinated chicken, which will be put onto these massive skewers which have come all the way from India. And we're going to drop them into the tandoor, and the tandoor is super hot, so we end up getting a really nice kind of caramelization on the outside before the chicken dries out. We're going to use chicken thighs because chicken thighs generally don't dry out anyway. Often when you get it in a tandoori house, Balti chicken house, whatever, Balti chicken house, curry house, then you would have chicken breasts, but I prefer to use these chicken thighs. Right, to start making the marinade, I'm going to go with some dry spices. So I've got some coriander seeds, those, some cumin seeds, 5 or 6 cloves. Okay, like this, and grind them yourself. You get 10 times more flavour than any of that stuff you get in the supermarket that's already ground. Get it going yourself. There's a little bit of elbow grease. You can use a spice grinder if you want. If you've got one. I like to sort of do it by hand. It's just sort of feels good. So work that down a little bit. You don't have to get them down to a fine powder because at the end of the day, you're just releasing all of those oils into the rest of the marinade. And it's going to burn off in the tandoor anyway. Okay, so now we're going to add some chili powder. Probably like a teaspoon. Some turmeric. Not much left in there. Probably about 2 teaspoons of turmeric. Some garlic powder. I think for marinades, garlic powder is a fantastic ingredient to have at your disposal. Probably about a teaspoon. Paprika. Okay, and then we're going to get those moving in there. I'm going to grate a thumb of ginger into there as well. Get all those juices flowing out that ginger. A couple of green chilies, which I'm just going to roughly chop before they go in. Seeds and all. I like a bit of heat. Okay. Some brown sugar. That's really going to help with the caramelization of the outside of this. So 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, juice of a lemon, going to work that down a little bit more. Just make sure that you start to crush those chilies down. So you get a bit of a paste. 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. Two tablespoons of natural yogurt. Work all that together. We have our tikka marinade, that beautiful orange emerging from the bottom of the pestle, the mortar. I'm not sure which way around it is. The bowl. Look at that. Oh yeah, one more thing. Good pinch of salt. Okay, this is pink Himalayan salt I picked up from an Indian shop I was in Wolverhampton a few weeks ago. It's really intense stuff. It's really good. Okay, marinade done. So now, chicken thighs. Okay, so these are boneless, skinless chicken thighs. They're kind of like almost, you can see through the light there, you can see there's 2 chunks. There's a bottom bit and the top bit where we're going to slice straight through the middle of each one. So we've got 2 fairly healthy sized chunks there. I'm going to do that with every single one of these. Okay, so we've got our chicken thighs chopped now. They're going to just go into this bowl, and then all that marinade is simply going to go on top. Leave that to marinate for at least an hour. If you can do it the day before, so much the better, yeah? And then we're going to skewer that up in a little bit and it'll get into the tandoor. It's going to be incredible. Okay, so we're going to now make the chicken tikka masala sauce. Okay, so we're going to start with some cinnamon. I've got some oil on the burn here. I'm just going to chuck a cinnamon stick into the oil, along with about 6 or 7 green cardamoms as well. The oils are going to start to come out of those as they heat and get into the oil and make it all really tasty before we even started to put any edible ingredients in there, because we're going to take them out at the end. Next thing, onions. Okay, so key to any decent curry is onions, or most decent curries, and you go beyond sweating them down. So I'm going to fry these down so they're almost blackened. You're going to get them really caramelized, and that's where we get loads of the flavour from. Okay, they're fairly roughly chopped. Just going to get 3 whole onions in there. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to these onions now. That's going to help to draw some of the moisture out of them and get them to really sort of sweat down and caramelise. They start to blacken, don't worry, we're going to lose all that in the sauce anyway. Right, now the chicken tikka has been marinating for a little while, it's time to get it onto some of these skewers. So I'm literally just going to layer these up one after another onto the fat skewers, which the Ironbrigde Tandoori company, I believe, have imported directly from India. They feel real proper pieces of kit, these. It feels like good to be threading bits of meat onto them. I love it. Alright, so now I've skewered all these up. All I'm going to do is drop an onion on the end. Okay, that's going to stop them falling down into the flames and losing bits of chicken, but also it means that we can use the onion later on. It's raining out here, it's a bit grim, but we're going to go for this anyway. So the coals have all gone white in here. It's been lit for about an hour now. It's glowing in the bottom. We're going to literally just drop these in down the flames. I'm going to go with some garlic now. Some of ginger. The old coriander seeds and cumin seeds as we did before. The ground cumin and coriander. Just work that in. I've turned the heat right down now. Just going to get those spices to start infusing into the oil. And this is what I mean by proper blackened onions. This is where your flavour is going to come from. Okay. Right, a little bit of turmeric. That is literally the last of my turmeric. About a teaspoon. It's going to have to do as we run out. A little bit of chili powder, teaspoon, chili powder, and then we're going to go in with some chopped tomatoes. Just work that into there before it starts to burn. You do not want to let your spices burn. Onions you can, spices you don't. Okay. And then a little bit of water. Into that, get all the, don't lose any flavour in there. Water in there, just deglaze the pan. Also going to add now some tomato puree. Work that tomato puree in. Then I'm going to give it a little sprinkle of garam masala, probably like a teaspoon again. Cook this gently now. And the final thing, to make this really, up until this point it was healthy, make it really luxurious though and delicious, I'm going to add some cream. The cream goes in, we start to recognise this dish as the orange, delicious looking curry that we all know and love. Okay, now we're going to take a bunch of coriander, got the stalk end and obviously the loose end. This stuff's really good for garnishing. This is still full of flavour, but it's a bit woody for garnishing, so I tend to use this bit early on in the dish. So I'm just going to chop down real finely. That's pretty much stalks and a bit of leaves. It's going to bring bags of flavour, and we save that bit for later. That's going to go in. And then just let that sit until we're ready to add the chicken. Really impressed with how this tandoor oven's performed. The heat's been coming up the back, because obviously the jaws here comes up the back of here, and then we've ended up getting this beautiful char on a chicken. That is now ready to go into our masala sauce and make the most delicious curry that we have ever tasted. Alright, so now the chicken's rested, I'm just going to remove the very charred onion I was going to use, but it's actually probably a little bit beyond use. Just take that off the bottom of there. Okay, then what we're going to do is hold this over the curry and just slice off those chicken pieces. So now all that chicken's in there, we're just going to mix it into the sauce. Buy yourself a tandoori oven, you save yourself a fortune in takeaways. This thing's amazing, I'm so impressed. All we're going to do now is finish that with a little bit of mint and wild garlic yogurt. Serve it up with some rice. We've got chicken tikka masala maybe. Okay, so just before you serve up the tandoori chicken masala, you need to make sure you give it a nice big dose of fresh coriander. That just lifts the dish, makes it super, super tasty. It looks great too. Work that in. That is so good. The flavour from the wood smoke of using that Ironbrigde Tandoori oven just transforms this dish. You could do it under the grill maybe, but it is not going to taste the same. That is seriously, seriously good tucker. If you like what you've seen today, please remember to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and I'll be back next week for National Chicken Wing Day with some amazing barbecued chicken wings. I'll see you then.